Hello my fellow adventurers, Tommy Sierra here with Beasley and Rodney, and it is August 20th, 2017, and Beasley's all excited because we're going to go try to camp out and do the whole solar eclipse thing. And this was a tough one to plan for because, you know, the media hype has been in overdrive for this. They say 7 million people are going to be heading towards the path of totality to view the solar eclipse, and that's kind of our plan. Actually, we're not that far away from the path of totality to begin with, maybe, you know, under an hour drive. But the whole thinking here is that there may be gridlock on Monday, but maybe not. I don't know. It could take 5 hours to get there on Monday, so we're going to leave today and try to find a campsite. Now this should be really interesting for a number of reasons, because if there's that many people heading to the path of totality, will there be any dispersed camping sites? I know there won't be any campground camping sites, not that I would want to do that because of my no campground policy. But yeah, will there be any campsites? Will it just, you know, the idea here is actually, my number one goal is to try to find a lake and go paddling, and hence the reason for the kayak on the roof of this truck right now. But if I can't find a lake with a campsite kind of like right next to it along the shore, which is really reaching for the stars, then I'll settle for some like a bald or something, you know, an open clearing somewhere relatively away from humans, which is my plan B, my backup plan. So that's kind of what we're doing. We're heading to the Nantahala National Forest. It's directly in the center of the path of totality where I have planned to go, and I've camped elsewhere in that forest, but not where I'm heading, which is sort of like the closest possible part to the center of the path of totality, and also the closest to the back to home, because I got to get back on Monday, back to work. So anyway, that's the plan. So we'll see what happens. This should be really interesting. Will there be any campsites, or will it be full of humans? You know, there's that line of thinking where my videos make people want to go disperse camping, and they're going to hoard all the campsites. If they don't hoard the campsites for this, then you'll never have to worry about that. Here's the lake where I was hoping to be able to find a campsite right next to. Of course, that was wishful thinking. But yeah, that would be a nice place to observe the eclipse from. But yeah, that's going to be a bit of a pretty lucky find. Well, wouldn't this be great? This is not a Forest Service land. It's the Tennessee Valley Authority land. But holy crap. This has camp here written all over it. Well, this is really weird. This is kind of exactly what I set out looking for. Directly on the water so that I could camp and then launch from the same place, and also observe the eclipse from a nice quiet little cove like this while keeping an eye on that cove. My neighborhood has seen a rash of vehicle break-ins lately, so I'm a little paranoid about leaving a truck full of camera gear and camping stuff while I go out on the lake. So this is like exactly what I said I'm looking for. Pretty much exactly, yeah. There's some very recent signs of human activity here. Fresh trash and cigarette butts there. Fresh cigarette butts and fresh firewood. It's like somebody got chased out of here. I don't know, but here's what I do know. The traffic on the way up here was nothing. There was none. It was actually pretty it was actually maybe even lighter than normal, the traffic coming up here. And I don't know. I keep passing by these parking lots that people set up, these makeshift parking areas with people trying to charge like $20 to park in their parking lot, and they're like manning these empty fields, and there's nobody there. Nobody showed up. I don't know if that'll be the case tomorrow. I can't wait to find out. But for the time being, maybe people didn't get the memo. Maybe the news, the 24-hour coverage of the solar eclipse wasn't enough. But man, this is a good. I don't think I could have found a better campsite, to be honest. I drove by Lake Nantahala. That was a big waste of time. Okay, so here's the latest developments. I have the TVA's blessing to camp here for up to 14 days. How do you like that? So this is where we're camping for the night. I kind of ran over that campfire, but I'm right here on the beach. It's a waterfront property. And it's got western exposure, so the shadow should be visible from the eclipse. The one drawback to this site is it's hot. I just came from a lake about 15 miles away from here, and it was a good 10 degrees cooler. But I'm not going to complain. How can you complain with this campsite? Right there on the water for free. So for the first time in a long time, I'm actually able to set up in the daylight. Usually setting up in the dark. I like to set the tent up right here. That's normally the way I do it, but there's too many roots there. So these nice soft pine needles, I think that's where I'm going to do it. No poison ivy either. How about that? Not that that's a problem for me. Good. Alright, so I'm pretty much set up here for the night. This is my campsite here. My waterfront campsite, as you can see. And here's the Oz tent. I don't have the awning out. Here's my entertainment center, my luggage. And here's my kitchen. I got my whatchamacallit, my plates and dishes and stuff in there. And here I've got my bottles and pans, my heating and fire making equipment. And there's my electric stuff. And over here we've got the lights are up already. Garbage bag. Fortunately, the campfire is not in a convenient location. I may move that over. But anyway, that's what it's looking like for the moment. I still have to get my canids out of the truck. Rodney and Beasley, that is. But yeah, nice to be able to do this in the daytime for a change, in the daylight. So used to doing this in the dark. By the way, I bring these with me because sometimes there's this is kind of a good example. There's like a road sometimes going to the campsite, and where there's nothing there but a campsite. This isn't my land to block off, obviously, but that's what I do. I block it off when I don't want people coming down the road in the middle of the night, which they've done before, and that's kind of scary. So I block it off when I need to. I'd like to be able to block this off so that nobody else comes down, but so far we've had nobody but TVA Popo and somebody else that came down from Virginia to see if they could take pictures here. If they were allowed to, that is. And I said, allowed to take pictures? Are you kidding me? You could camp here for 14 days. So, for free. And he had paid, like, I don't know how much to stay at a campground. Right across the way there. He said his campsite wasn't as good as this. Because, I don't know. But that's the way it goes. That's why dispersed camping is the way I roll. And the nice thing about this, I think I mentioned this already, but I could just launch my kayak right here tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow morning and be ready to film the eclipse as it casts a shadow from east to west, or not sure exactly how that's going to go down, but this is a nice wide open place to do it. I don't normally see very many wide open places in the forest. So there's Rodney and Beasley hanging out. There's the sunset. It has cooled down like instantly now that sun has gone down. It was really hot. 90 degrees hot. Oh, look at those two best buds laying there. Alright, so it's almost showtime. Here you can see there's people setting up in the lake here to film this. I guess I'm not the only one that thought to do that. Got some solar eclipse glasses that I wasn't planning on using because I'm afraid to ruin my eyesight. But you only live once, right? The eclipse has actually started. It looks like somebody took a bite out of the sun. Not going to be filming that part, but I will be filming the darkness and the animals, right? How do you think Rodney will react? I think he's going to lay down and go to sleep. And I think Beasley's going to do the same thing too. I don't think they're even going to notice. Before totality, sleeping dogs. So this is as big as the crowd is getting here. We're about halfway to totality and this is all the people that showed up. Not too bad. All the traffic on the road has stopped too. Really hard to describe the amount of light that's out here right now. It's not like it's getting dark, like there's a cloud, but it feels like it's getting dark because there's only half the sun shining. It's really strange. I think Rodney definitely knows something's up. Well, we're about 3/4 of the way there to totality. And it's weird, almost like it's like we're on a different planet, like the sun from a different planet is not putting out as much light. Again, it's not like being, you know, having clouds covering. It's this weird haze. It's really strange. The glare on those cars is really bright on the windows, and it's kind of deceiving because it's so, I mean, the camera's probably compensating for the darkness, but it's strange because that's such a bright glare, but it's kind of getting dark here. Weird. He's mellowed out and not flopping around like a fish back there. The humans are acting strange, that much I could tell you. Just a little sliver now and it's getting really dark. Hopefully the camera's not compensating too much for the darkness. Marty, what's going on? Why is it so dark? Beasley, why is it so dark? Oh, this is weird. I don't hear any crickets. Not totally pitch black, but it is starting to get lighter now. And just like that, it was over. Oh, we hear crickets. I hear crickets chirping. totally sleeping back there. And the birds are back. Well, as you can tell by the change in wardrobe, is now a few months later, finally getting around to finishing the editing on the solar eclipse video. And I apologize it's taking so long. It's just my busy season happens to coincide with my outdoor adventure season. And what you don't see in the video was my cell phone kept ringing over and over and over again. And I edited that part out, but it was even during the totality, people were calling. And it was it's tough. It was a work day. It was not a good day to play hooky. Even that road in the background, people were driving by. They did not care one iota about the eclipse, which I thought was strange. But anyway, I enjoyed it. I would do it over again if I could. I would just have stayed an extra day instead of go back that day, because the traffic on the way back was a nightmare. It was way worse than the way up. There was no traffic on the way up, which should have taken an hour and a half drive, was 7 hours easily to get back. And I didn't get back in time for work anyway, so I should have stayed an extra day. You know, and nowadays with navigation, everybody has navigation. They could see where the traffic is and where the back roads are, and they could you know, there is no avoiding the traffic jams on the back roads anymore, because everybody knows where the back roads are. Everybody can see where the traffic jams are. So that doesn't work anymore. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and it was fun. I would do it over again if I could. I just would have stayed an extra day. But and I'll be back to that lake, because it was a lot of fun. It was a good campsite, and you can't beat the price. Anyway, I hope you liked it, and if you got any questions or comments, you know where to leave them. And until next time, I want you to get out there and have adventure. See you next time.